to Good Morning Gwinnett, a division of Noise Media Network, hosted by Audrey Bell Kearney, sharing stories about people and places around beautiful Gwinnett County and beyond. Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Southern living at its best.
Good morning, all my Gwinnetians out there in Gwinnett land and all of you around the world listening to the sound of my voice. It is a cold and rainy day here in Georgia. 46 degrees, only going to a high of 52, so it's going to be cold and rainy all day. Even though 52 is not cold, it's just rainy. Even 46 is not cold. It's not freezing cold. It's doable. Like, I just got on a fleece jacket, so it's not bad. Not bad, but it's raining. Y'all know how I feel about the rain, so it's cold and raining. And I had to get out there early this morning. So, cold, raining, I had to be in it. When I ain't got to be in it, I'm okay with that. But when I got to be in it, like, ugh. But anyway, it's a great day anyway. Nonetheless, rainy and cold is a great day. I'm so happy to be with you this morning. I've been out a little bit early this morning. I had to go take my uncle to dialysis. So, I had to take him and get him all squared up. Yep. But anyway, listen, y'all. Today is National Artichoke Hearts Day. Yep. If you like artichokes, today is the day for you. Yes. The first time I ever ate an artichoke, I was working so check this out. So I used to work at a company called Jewish Family Services, right? It was hilarious. It was a really cool place to work at. Like, I really like working there. So it was an organization. Everybody there was Jewish, except for we had 2 Italian women. Was it 2 of us? Suzanne, Andrea, and Lou. It was three Italian women. So it was office full of Jewish people. 3 Italian women and me, the one black person. That was such a, it was really cool. I ain't gonna even lie. It was a really cool experience for me because I got to see how other people lived. And so I was really impressed with how Jews do things. Like, the organization was a social service organization. And people would come, I saw people come in there and their kids needed to go to college and we wrote them a check to pay for tuition. That's what I saw. And I was like, and I forgot about that until this very moment. And I'll tell you why the Artichoke Heart today actually brought this to my attention. But I remember this woman came in, her son was trying to go to college. They didn't have the money. Well, guess what happened? They came in and we cut him a check for the kid to go to college. That's the kind of stuff they did. And it's a social service agency. So they did counseling for marital couples. There was this one couple, y'all. I'm telling you, they would come in. I forgot what night it was, but it was like an evening session that came. It was like 6 or 7 o'clock in the evening. And they would come every week, and they would walk in the door, and they'd be just as nice and sweet. And they tell me, "Hello, how are you?" And I'm like, "Good, hi, good evening, how are you?" Because I would work late that day, and I want to say it was a 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock appointment, and I would work late that day. And they would speak just as nice. And I'm telling you, as soon as they got inside the room, I had to call the police every time. And then they would leave out there just as nice as if nothing happened. And I'm looking at them like, are they serious? Every time. And every time the social worker or the therapist would come and say, well, you call the police. This was every week, y'all. It was crazy. And I was like, what in the world? I never asked the therapist because she couldn't tell me. What is the issue with them, right? I never asked. And it was hilarious because they did it every week. But anyway, that was a truly eye-opening experience for me because I had never seen any kind of setup like that. It was to the point where one time, I worked there. So, and I was young and I had my daughter and I was a single parent. I was trying to run this business. So our CFO, his name was Bruce, and Bruce was cool. Like he moved in slow motion. He did everything slow. And I used to always go in his office and talk to him. And I think he really liked me. He was a lot older, but I think he really liked me as a person because I am outside the box. If y'all haven't figured it out yet, I live outside of the box. And I think that's what Bruce liked because they are very, they are people of culture and traditions and things like that. And so are we. African Americans are too. We got our traditions and our culture. But I'm a little bit outside of the box. And I think that's what Bruce liked because they were so conservative and so professional. And, I grew up in Newark, so I was a little bit rough around the edges, and I still am. And I thank God for that because it has made me who I am, where I can be in a professional setting and be this person, or I can get to the streets and be that person. So for me, that's a blessing to be able to do both. But anyway, I think Bruce liked me because I lived outside of the box most of the time, and I was always in his office because his office was right next to my desk. Like everybody else was kind of in the back and on the sides. His was right up front with mine. And so he was a CFO, and I would always go in there talking about something. And I think he just loved the conversation because I always had something going on. And I remember going to him one day and saying, Bruce, I need y'all to cut me a check. He was like, well, what do you need it for? I said, I got some bills I got to pay. Now, this is outside of my paycheck. I said, I got some bills I got to pay, and I really need like $1,000 right now. Bruce, cut that check. He cut the check, and I was like, holy crap. But I was a member of the family at that point, right? I was a member of the family at that point, and they treated me as such. And so, of course, you always got somebody in the office who get on your nerve. And, you know, there was a couple people that got on my nerve. But my person that I worked next to, her name was Lucille. And Lucille was so funny. She was Italian. And I loved her so freaking much because she was so funny. And she was gorgeous. And she was about my mom's age. But when I tell y'all she was gorgeous, like she was a dancer, she said, when she was younger. And she was so beautiful and she was so freaking funny. And her husband's name was Raz. And, you know, when you talk to her, it was like talking to the mafia because she would tell me these stories about her, she and Raz. But anyway, that's the first time I ever had an artichoke. She made me stuffed artichokes and I was in love. She taught me how to make it. Then I went home and made it for my family and they all loved it. And so today, and that's a long story to get to, you know, my whole National Artichoke Day. But I love working there. But you know, I got a better opportunity, and I left after about 2 years. And they didn't want me to go. And I'm telling you something, they treated me really nice, right? They treated me really nice. I remember they were upgrading all the computers in the office, and it was probably about 10 or 15 of them. I went to Bruce, said, Bruce. Because they were going to throw the computers away. They were going to have them wiped, and then they was going to throw them away. So I said, Bruce, once you wipe them computers down, I think I want all of them. Give them to me. So he said, what you going to do? I said, I'm going to sell them. This is how I used to talk to Bruce. He said, you going to sell the computers? I said, I'm going to sell the computers, Bruce. So once you wipe them clean, I want you to give them all to me. And he did. And all of my friends bought computers for $50. I sold all the computers, and so everybody had a computer at that point. And I'm talking about this was a minute ago. It wasn't like laptops. These were the desktops that lay flat on your desk. You know, it took up like half the desk because that's how big it was. It was those type of computers. But Bruce didn't care. He was like, we're gonna throw them away anyway. He gave it to me, and I sold everybody a computer for $50. So all my friends had computers for $50. And I had 2 or 3. I think I had 3. Like right now, I just told my uncle, we were talking. And I was like, he said something. Oh, he said, because my back was hurting yesterday. And so instead of sitting in my office, I sat in the kitchen at the table with my other laptop, right? So he said, oh, that's a really nice keyboard you got to the laptop that's in the kitchen. I said, yeah, I said, it's pretty light. So when I got to travel, you know, it's not, and I need to take this computer and this keyboard, it's not heavy. So that's why I got it. And he said, well, why do you don't use the keyboard on the laptop? I said, I don't like them. I said, I don't like them. I feel like they're too flat. I don't like using the mouse on the keyboard, and I don't. So I said to him, I said, yeah, because I got like 5 computers, and they all got a separate keyboard and mouse. And he said, well, why do you have so many? I said, well, they all do something different, right? I said, 2 of them run my podcast. One of them is my main computer. One of them is junk that we bought like a year and a half ago. It's an HP Stream. And it was so nice and had a good deal. We got it on HSN, and because it was like it was buy 2 for this price. We think this is amazing, and only to find out later, like, why is this computer out of memory and it's brand new? I have nothing on it. Come to find out, it's like a computer. The lady was like, well, it's really just for checking email. I was like, lady, who needs a computer just to check email? I can check email on my phone, so that was a waste of money. But that too had its own keyboard and mouse, and so, you know, when Bruce told me I could take all the computers, I think I kept 3 for myself. And then I sold the rest of them. But anyway, it's National Artichoke Hearts Day. And I know that's a long story to just, you know, to say that. But, you know, that was a memory that came back to me. And Lucille was the one, like, Lou was funny, man. Lou used to have me cracking up. She used to say stuff. And she's a real, she's like one of them strong Italians, that strong Italian accent. Like, yeah. And I used to be cracking up because she was so funny. Me and her did business opportunities together. We did a lot of stuff together. Like, she was so sweet. I need to check and see how she's doing, if she's still doing. But her husband passed away, after I left. And she loved him. They never had kids. And just listen to their life, I felt like I was in, like, The Sopranos or something. Like, listening to her, talking to her. Because she used to tell me she was a dancer. And that's how she met him. And he was a lot older. I want to say he was about 15 years older than she was. And like towards the end of their marriage, he got dementia. So it was really, really hard living with him. And she was still pretty, she was like, the age I am right now, that's what she was. And he was like 70 or something, you know. And she was like, this is really tough, you know. But she used to tell me great stories. And she introduced me to artichokes. I got introduced to, matzah bread. Because I forgot when it was, but we used to have matzah. They would go to the Jewish store and get matzah and cream cheese with scallions in it, and oh my God, was that delicious. Now I never did, I don't like soup, so I never tried matzo ball soup because I just don't like soup. But matzo bread, oh yeah, we used to have that all the time. And there was another little sweet thing, I forgot what it was called. We used to have it all the time. But that was an experience for me. What that taught me was, you know, that they really cared about their community. That's what that taught me. And I remember we had another woman. Her name is Miss Mary. Miss Mary is African American too, but she drove our van. And what would happen is we would have a hotline called Rachel. And when someone called the line, they said, "Hi, this is Rachel." We knew that they were in trouble. And so when they was like, "Hi, Rachel, how are you? Where are you located?" And she was like, "I'm located at such and such, such. Okay, we'll send a car for you." And we would send Miss Mary to go pick them up and take them to a safe house. Now, let me tell y'all something. The safe house was in the upper suburbs of Essex County, and it was gorgeous. So Miss Mary would stock the house full of food, go pick Rachel up from where she was, and drop her off at the house that nobody knew where it was but Miss Mary, right? And so, and that would keep them safe until, you know, they were able to make a move. And they could stay there with their kids. It was a house. It was like a house, like a beautiful house in the suburbs of Essex County. So they had really great programs like that. It was just a lot. They had a bunch of different Jewish centers. They had a Jewish, there's a, God, what was it called? JFS. It was called the Jewish, it was in another town called Dover, but it was huge. You know, they had a whole campus. So I learned a lot about that. I learned a lot about protecting your community and the people that you love in your community and the things that they did, like a safe house. And, you know, you could just call a hotline 24/7, say, "Hey, this is Rachel." And we knew Rachel was a keyword. Rachel was a hot word for us to know that this person was in trouble. And so we would take the person and put them up in a safe house. All right, let's get on with it. I just had to show you this because the artichoke thing brought back that whole memory for me of working at Jewish Family Services and being the only black in the office and just surrounded by Italian women and Jews and me. So it was like 3 Italians and a Jew. It said 3 Italian, 12 Jews, and a black woman. It was that kind of thing. It was hilarious, but it was a truly nice experience. All right, let's get on with our horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thassa for today, March the 16th. We're going to kick it off like we always do, and that is with Aries. Hard work will bring rewards. You will be able to find the perfect outfit and the greatest new accessory for your house. If you're not demanding, reconsider this union. If they're too demanding, reconsider this union. Listen, I don't know how far you are into the union, but if you've gotten too far into the union, you may have to just figure out how to make some changes to the union to make it work. Reconsider it, especially if you have tied the knot. Yeah, you might want to think about that for a second. Yeah, hard work brings rewards. Yeah, but you can work hard but not smart. Work smart but not really hard, right? I think when they say hard work, I think they mean dedication. But there's ways to do things where you work smart and can still reach the same rewards, but you got to have a plan in place. All right, Taurus. Children may be difficult to handle. Don't use emotional blackmail on someone you love. Stay calm and focus on the things that will help you understand the situation better. Listen, don't use emotional blackmail on a person. That's just not a good thing. Because it's going to backfire on you later. And they may come to resent you for doing it. So just don't do it. Because it's probably not even worth it. Whatever it is, just do without it. You know, don't do it. And I'm telling you, they probably going to resent you for it later. Because it's probably something if you got to blackmail them to do it, it's probably something that they don't want to do. So don't do that. Gemini, you may want to make changes in your home environment. Raise your self-esteem and your confidence if you want to get back into the mainstream again. Do the things you enjoy instead of being a chameleon. Yes, listen, life can be short. I used to say life is short. I say life can be short. Because some people live very, very long lives, right? Some people live very, very long lives, but some people don't. Some people's lives are cut short. So life can be short, Gemini. But here's the thing. Do the things that you enjoy doing now. Stop trying to change to everything else everybody else is doing. Just do your thing. Enjoy life. Do the things you enjoy doing. Yeah, just do it. Listen, I went to a class last week this past weekend, right? I went to a class about clearing your chakras and getting your sensual chakras in order. Those people live life on their own terms. And it was amazing just to watch them and talk to them. And I'm like, wow, they're so carefree. You know, it's kind of like back in the hippie and flower child days. Yeah, that's what I felt like. But they live life on their terms and they don't apologize for it. It's just who they are. And they're sharing their wisdom and knowledge with a lot of people like me. Like, okay, I want to understand the chakras better. I want to know how to clear them better. You know, things like that. So just do your thing. Life can be short. Just enjoy your life and do whatever it is you want to do. And just do it. Cancer. As long as it's not hurting anybody. Let me just say that. As long as it's not hurting anyone. Yeah. All right. Causing any harm. Yeah. Okay. Cancer. You'll only hurt your lover if you don't. Travel should be on your mind. Don't believe everything you hear. I don't know what it is that your lover wants you to do, but if you don't do it, you're going to hurt them. So think about it. And if you can't do it because you're just being selfish, think about that for a second. Now, if it's something you just truly don't want to do, they just may have to be hurt. You know what I mean? Like, if it's something that's not going to really benefit either of you, it's just like something that's going to make you like, because there are times people ask you to do something, you just don't want to do it because it hurts you. So if it's going to hurt you, Cancer, you know, you got to explain to your lover, look, I know you want this, but if I do this, it's going to hurt me. It is. And if they love you, they'll understand. Leo. Be sure not to burn any bridges. Try not to get upset or angry without having all the facts. You will have difficulty spreading yourself between your work and your home. Yeah. Don't get upset or angry until you get all the facts. That's all I'm saying, Leo. That's all Michael's telling you. That's all it starts saying. Simple as that. Until you have all the facts, don't blow it out of proportion. Don't blow your stack. Just relax and get all the facts first. Now, even when you get the facts, that means you still don't have to blow it out. Just talk about it in a calm way. I know that's easier said than done when you're pissed off. I get it. Trust me when I tell you I get it. Virgo, you can make career moves that will bring you a much higher income. You may find it necessary to confront a situation that has gotten out of hand. Empty promises are evident. Therefore, get it in writing to be safe. Yeah. Just saying, yeah, I'm going to do it, not good enough. Put it on paper. Put it in black and white. Here's the thing. When you put stuff in black and white or in a text message, you cannot deny it. Make them sign off on it. That when they say, well, I didn't, you said it. Here it is, right here, black and white. You signed it. That's your signature, right? That's your handwriting. You signed that, right? That's you. Is that your name? Oh yeah, okay. Just so we clear, that's your name. That's you. That's your name. That's how you write your E, right? Yeah. Okay, so you knew. So get it in writing. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by Noted Astrologer Micah Thiason. Stay tuned.
Just another sunny day in Southern California. It's where the people came to play. Don't let them transform you. Come and see what you've been missing on a little
Facts. Your girl Audrey Bell Kearney giving you the daily horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thiason. We're going to pick it up with Libra. Praise will be yours if you have been pursuing your goals. Okay. You will encounter those who can help you further your goals if you attend functions that attract prominent people. Your suggestions for fundraising events will be well received. Yeah, listen, you got some goals. You got to get out there and network. I know a lot of people don't like the network. Let me tell you something. I'm the most horrible networker there is because I don't like walking up to people just talking about random stuff. So it's tough for me. However, being kind of locked away for the last year because of the pandemic, I can't wait to get out there and talk it up with somebody. How was your family? How did you fare through this thing? I can't wait, to get out there and really do some. I've been to some events. I've been to probably 2. And it was okay. It was okay. But you still didn't feel free. Everybody was kind of on edge. I have an event coming up myself on March 24th. The podcast posse is getting together, hopefully. Some people did RSVP before. It's like, I ain't coming. But I think people are starting to loosen up a little bit and feel, well, the people that I know, because some people have never shut down. It's like, I don't care. Let it get me. Let the monster get me. But for me and a lot of people I know, we've kind of been shut down. So we're doing our first podcast. Like I tried to set up earlier this year, and I think it was January. Nobody bit. We showed up. Well, I didn't show up. Lamar and Darshell showed up because I was out of town or something. My mom had just passed away. And so I didn't want to cancel it, and they didn't want me to cancel it. So it was like the next week after everything. As a matter of fact, I think it was the day of her funeral. And, but they didn't want to cancel, so they kept it going, but nobody showed up. So I skipped February, and I said, okay, let's try this again. We're going to try our podcast posse meet up again. And so that was a way for us to get together and talk about what's going on in our industry locally, and we used to get together once a month, and we had quite 10 people come out and hang out. I think since I've launched Good Morning Gwinnett, there are a lot more people podcasting now in our area. And so we have our new meeting coming out. I'm going to invite more people, and hopefully they come out. We're going to have it at the studio, where I'll probably be going next month, opening, moving in full time next month. But yeah, so yeah, you want to get out and meet some people, help some people to find you, to push your goals, Libra. You got to go out and attend some functions. Scorpio, get friends to help you with preparations. You can stabilize your situation if you compromise. Dealing with in-laws or relatives would not be in your best interest. Oh, listen here, Scorpio. Today is not the day to deal with your in-laws or your relatives. So if you see them or they call you, don't answer. If just send them a text, hey, I'm busy. I'll call you tomorrow. Call them the next day because it's not going to be a good day. In-laws and relatives, not a good day for you. Steer clear. Sagittarius, tempers will mount if you're too pushy at work or at home. Be careful while traveling. Go after your goals and don't be afraid to ask for assistance. Ooh, one of the toughest things for us to do is ask for help, especially women. We try to do everything ourselves. We don't want to ask nobody to help us. Listen, you got to ask for help. Unless you ask, people don't know you need help. So Sagittarius, ask if you need help. Go after your goals and don't be afraid to ask. The Sagittarius I know, they're not afraid to ask. And a lot of them do not take no for an answer. The women, not the men. The men are really laid back and docile. They're kind of laid back and they're kind of quiet. But the women, yeah, the ones I know don't take no for an answer. They don't mind asking. You be like, no. They be like, ask you again. I'm just saying, them the ones I know. Capricorn, your ability to ferret out secret information will lead you to an inside scoop on an amazing financial deal. Join humanitarian groups and let your leadership ability take over. Your health may have suffered due to neglect or abuse. Yeah, so you're going to be able to get some information that's going to lead you to some amazing financial deals. Here's the thing. You better make sure you vet it first. Make sure it's real. Make sure it's real, because anything too good that looks too good to be true is probably too good to be true. It's a lot of scammers out there right now. I'm talking about a lot of them. They scamming everything. Do y'all know they scamming apartments? They scamming houses. They scamming everything right now. It is they got signs that say beware of the scammers. They're everywhere. So just be careful, Capricorn, that you're not, falling into like one of the scams that's out there. And there's a lot of them. I have a junk filter on my email. Oh my God, you should see all the letters that come in about this money that somebody has left, and somebody needs to get in touch with me. I'm like, oh my God, these people are sick. Yes. Aquarius, find out more if you want to start your own business. They may cost you dearly. You may want to get a little extra rest. You are prone to infections and fevers. Ooh, that's not good, Aquarius. Aquarius, I think the stars, you need to really look at taking care of yourself, because I get whenever I read the horoscopes, I kind of remember like the ones that kind of have like the reoccurring things in them. And for you, it's always something about sickness and your health. So, Aquarius, I think you need to really, really, really dig deep in trying to get yourself healthy. Because I whenever we do the horoscopes, I just see that there's a lot in your horoscope about your health all the time. So, check that out. In the meantime, if you want to start your own business, find out more information. Here's the thing. You can skip the line by joining somebody's coaching program, right? If you're thinking about starting a business and you seriously thinking about starting a business, you can go out. There's a ton of information out there. But what I would suggest to you is find a group or organization, a coach that can walk you through the process, right? They're going to walk you through the process. They're going to help you. They're going to answer questions in real time. You ain't got to search all over Google, because people will spend a lot of time searching online when you can just skip the line. And let me just say this. If you don't want to make a small investment at the beginning, you can almost forget about being successful, because money is going to have to come out your pocket for that business for something. And so I would say find a coaching program, a mastermind program to help you move along. I have a program called the Butterfly Squad. If you're interested in that, go to the butterflysquad.biz. We meet 2 or 3 times a month, masterminding and training. The butterflysquad.biz. All right, Aquarius. All right, last but not least, my fellow fish Pisces. Home improvement projects will enhance your residence and bring the family closer together. Take a look at your legal position. Mishaps due to preoccupation will be upsetting. Oh, Lord. I ain't embracing no mishaps. I don't know about you, fish, but I'm not embracing any of them. I don't know what we preoccupied with, but mishaps, yeah, it's going to be upsetting if you pay attention. That's all I'm going to say. Just pay attention. Pay attention. And take a look at your legal position. That's important. Pay attention to that as well. Pay attention. All right. So all the horoscopes I got for today. I'll be back again tomorrow to give you more of the horoscopes brought to you by noted astrologer Micah Thyssen. Now let's get on to some news you can use. There has been, and I talked about this year before last year. I probably talked about it ever since I started the show, but Gwinnett County has a population of homeless people here. And I know a lot of people ride through Gwinnett and wouldn't think so, but there are. And a lot of those people are living in extended stay motels. And a lot of them are single parents with children. So, it's happy for me to talk about stories like this one, where we have our first homeless shelter for women and children that's going to be opening in the next 30 to 60 days. And that's a good thing. Because, for some of us, going home every day is like the joy of our day. Like, oh, my God, I can leave work. I can go home. Waking up in our own spot is like a big deal. But for some people, that's not the case. Some people, they don't know where they're going to sleep at the next night. They don't know where they're going to get the next meal from. And that's not a good place to be. Anyway, Nicole Love Hendrickson learned the toll of this experience to take on someone while spending her childhood years on public assistance. I was on public assistance too. We were never homeless, but we were definitely on public assistance. And I don't know if I told this story, but my mother and her friend just recently passed away too. And her best friend, we all lived on the same street. And boy, when they would give out that free cheese and butter, when my mom friend, her name was Sarah. Sarah lived on the side. We lived on 19th Street in Newark. And there was a little community. It was a house, but it was a community center. It was called Tri-City. And Tri-City would get all this cheese and butter like once a month. Because people on the block, everybody was on public assistance. They were getting food stamps. And so even though they were working, they were still on public assistance, right? Oh, my God. When the cheese and butter time to get in that line, I used to just dread it. My mother was like, come on, we got to go get in this line. And she would make my brother and I get in that line to get that cheese and butter. Now, here's the thing. I love cheese, but I hated getting in that line. So, but that was a way. So when she was at work, my brother and I could make I made him a grilled cheese. I would make grilled cheeses so we could have something easy. She came from work and she was working like 2 jobs and stuff like that to take care of us, right? So we didn't want for anything. We weren't starving, but everybody wants something for free. I'm just going to say that. We didn't need the cheese, but because they was giving it out to everybody on the block, we got cheese and butter like everybody else. And so, a lot of people live like that and you don't even know about it. Like my mom worked 2 jobs and so did Sarah. They worked at the hospital together. But hey, that cheese and butter helped out. That was money that it didn't have to spend. And then by the time she got really deep into the hospital, she wasn't on food stamps no more because she didn't qualify. But anyway, this new shelter is gonna come in and it's gonna help women who are homeless with their children. And they'll be able to have somewhere to stay. They don't have to be bouncing around and, you know, in the cold. It's cold out. Today is a rainy, cold day, right? Can you imagine being homeless with your children and it's rainy and cold outside and they don't have anywhere to eat? The year before last, I was helping out a young man who was running for a political spot here in Gwinnett County, and he did a Christmas in the park in that December. And when I tell you, it was a Christmas in the park celebration, and he did a coat drive, and it was a luncheon and a toy drive, and people came. I was surprised, y'all. These were people who had children. They needed food, they needed coats, they needed toys. And I'm sitting up there and I'm looking, and I had a brand new coat I had never worn because for one, it was so heavy. That was one. It was pretty though. It was burgundy, like a faux fur. It was burgundy. It was really pretty. My mom had bought it for me, and by the time I thought it was really pretty to wear, it was too big. I couldn't fit it. So I was like, you know what? I got this really nice coat. I'm going to take this coat over there, and I'm going to put it as a part of the donation. This woman walked in, and it was cold that day. It was December. It was cold. I'm talking about cold, like colder than it is right now, and rainy. I'm talking about cold. And I was like, oh, my God. I did not want to go because it was so cold and rainy. And when I got there, I was happy I did because she walked in. She didn't have a coat on. Now, I had a coat on. I had on a jacket, so I wasn't cold because I didn't have. It was just cold. She came in with no jacket, and it was cold that day. And she walked over to that table, and she picked that jacket up, and it was like a 3/4, not like a 3/4. It came down past your butt, and it was like a burgundy, shiny. It was pretty. It was. My mom bought me two of them. She bought me a beige one and a burgundy one, and it was pretty. She put that jacket on. She did a twirl, y'all. And that just made my heart just sink like, wow, because she didn't have a coat. And she had about 2 or 3 kids, and it was her husband, and they were like a family, but they were homeless, you know, and they was living in a shelter. So that's why this homeless shelter that's being brought by HomeFirst Gwinnett, it's an initiative under the nonprofit. It's an initiative under the nonprofit United Way of Greater Atlanta, and it's going to open in Norcross. And the shelter is going to be for homeless women and children, and it's going to open in the next 30 to 60 days. And, you know, there are a lot of us who want to see people help, right? There's a lot of us who care about the fact that people don't have anywhere to sleep. Anyway, the shelter has taken a little bit longer than they expected because of COVID-19. That pretty much shut everybody down. It's only going to hold 20 beds and allow 3 families to fill in the rooms for the time being due to social distancing requirements. So, you know, it's 20 beds in there, but they can only have 3 families in there. You still got to stay safe. I mean, we know that the vaccines are out there and things like that, but you still got to be safe. So the shelter would take both single women and single women with children, letting them stay up to 90 days while helping them find the next day. So they got 90 days to find their next home and 90 days to get on their feet, right? So the county has spent about $2.6 million over the past 3 years to help fund HomeFirst Gwinnett, covering some of the costs for both the upcoming shelter in Norcross, and spending about $700,000 on that. So that's a good thing. You know, this way we can help people who really need our help here in Gwinnett County. And yes, I know a lot of people don't think it because Gwinnett is really beautiful, but there are people who are really living paycheck to paycheck. To read the full story, because I can't go through the whole entire story, go to ajc.com. That's my source, and you can read the whole story there. You can find the story by going to local on the home tab. Under local, click on Gwinnett County, and the story will come up. All right, I'm going to a song. I'll be right back after the song to give you more of the rundown of what's going on in and around Gwinnett County. Stay tuned.
Become fade to black. But if I get what you take, only take enough to swallow the pain. Drown the pain until it all washes away. From the night to the day, you dream like you forgive my mistake. It becomes another habit to break. I'll replay it till the guilt turns to shame. From the night to the day, you dream like. Give and take, only take enough to swallow the pain. Drown the pain until it all should away. From the night to the day, you forgive my mistake. It becomes another habit to break. I'll replay it till the guilt turns to shame. From the night to the day.
Welcome back. Y'all know that's one of the things I love about doing this show is being able to play my music because I like music. My granddaughter like music like that too. Like if a song comes on, she'll stop dead in her tracks and start dancing. She loves music. She's been liking music because you know what happened. My daughter was pregnant. My daughter danced all the time when she was pregnant. She was just in her stomach would just be. Y'all can see her stomach would just be bouncing up and down. She danced all the time. But it was funny because when she was younger, I put her in everything. I put her in karate. She did acting. She did all this stuff. The one thing that she loved and stuck with until she was like 18. As a matter of fact, I think she said she danced in college. Was dancing. Like I put her in dancing, and she danced from like 3 years old all the way till she graduated. And I think she said she joined the dance team when she got to college. But she loved to dance, and it was hilarious because she would dance when she was pregnant with the baby. She would dance all the time. Now the baby is just like her. The baby loves to dance. The baby loves to dance, and the baby loves when music come on. She will stop doing everything she's doing and start dancing. Oh, she loved to dance, and it's funny because, and she loves to climb up on things, right? So my daughter had her. We were in the park on Saturday. This was early before we had found out about Marvin's passing away. We were in the park, and she was walking like. Like when you pull up to a parking space in the park and it has like the concrete block right there to keep you from like running over something. But she was walking. It's like a balance beam. So she was walking that. And so we had her walking and she was walking. So she's definitely going to gymnastics, but she's definitely a dancer. Definitely. I know she's a dancer. So it's going to be interesting to see how tall she gets because she's a thick little, she has like a little muscular, like she has an athletic body. Like we could tell already. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. All right, so the Gwinnett County Public School Board of Education is scheduled to vote Thursday night on whether or not to issue $120 million in general obligation bonds that the county voters approved back in November 2018. That referendum authorized a total of $350 million in bonds for building renovations and improvements across the school district, including the construction of the new school's secondary high school. And that costs about $173 million. So they're going to vote to approve $120 million, but that's still going to leave $57 million. $57 million is going to be left over for the school. So, yeah, they're going to do that vote. So, you'll know more about that. That's the other thing I love about Gwinnett County. We care about our schools here. My brother, the school that I went to high school at, I went to Westside High School in Newark. That's why I graduated. He graduated from so when we were in high school, we were just a year apart. And when we were in high school, my mom didn't want him to go to a regular high school. She felt like he was a boy. He had more opportunities to get. We lived in Newark, and she knew Newark was a little tough. And she was like, nah, you're not going to go there. You're not going to West Side, but where you're going to go to another school. So she sent him to Irvington Tech, which was in Irvington. So at that time, Irvington was literally like right around the corner from us, but it was like a better town supposedly than Newark. And so she sent my brother to Irvington Tech. She felt like she could send me anywhere because I would be okay. Well, she was right. I was okay. She sent him to Tech, but he played football at Westside because Tech didn't have a football team. Anyway, fast forward, he went full circle. He played football there, and when he left Jersey, he was a coach there. He was a head coach at Westside. Oprah came there year before last and gave them, I don't know, what was it like? It was some millions and millions of dollars, right? And my brother came here to the schools, and he was like, Audrey, these schools are beautiful. He said, you should see what's. He says, disgusting. He said, it has rats. I said, Candy. So we call him Candy. I said, are you telling me that the school got rats? I said, but what happened to all the money that Oprah, because Oprah came to West Side and dropped millions of dollars like year before last, before the pandemic. He said, I don't know what happened to that money. It didn't go into the school. He said, the school is raggedy. It's disgusting. He said, the school is so gross. He won't even eat food inside the building. That's how gross it is. And he was like, so when he came here, the first thing he said was, well, where are the kids? Because nobody was in the hallway. Kids were in the classroom where they're supposed to be. And they was like, they're in the classroom. Well, he wasn't used to that. Because he was a disciplinarian in East Orange. He was the one that they would come to when the kids wouldn't do what they supposed to do, right? Because he taught in East Orange, but he coached in Newark. And so the kids fought all the time. There would be times when he'd be talking to my mom on the phone, right? He goes, oh, I gotta go. They're fighting. He would have to go and break up a fight. That's how bad it was. So when he came here, he goes to these schools like, well, where the kids at? The kids are in the classroom where they're supposed to be. Like, wow, that's different. And so right now he's teaching in at Berkmar High School, and I kind of feel like he's bored because the kids are very well disciplined here. They're not like what he was used to. And I said, well, what you doing? He goes, nothing. I'm just sitting here. It's hilarious, but a lot of money going to our school system, which is a great thing. When they built the beautiful high school, the new school for $85 million, I was like, what the freak? It's a campus. It's a school campus. So that's another thing that I'm proud about, that they put a lot of money into our communities and our schools and education for our kids. And so, they're going to vote on that $120 million bond, and I'm sure it's going to get passed because everybody want to live in a community where the kids get a great education because they may stay and help us keep building this community and make it thrive and keep thriving. So that's a good thing. All right, so the Gwinnett Chamber and the Georgia Vietnamese American Chamber of Commerce, they plan to collaborate, which is a good thing too. Yep, they have agreed to participate in an alliance that to encourage and further collaborations between the two parties are better to better serve the members of both chambers. So the Gwinnett Chamber is our big chamber here in Gwinnett County, and the Georgia Vietnamese American Chamber of Commerce is a nonprofit membership organization that works to create sustainable competitive advantages for its general members and to give back to the Vietnamese community. They said the opportunities to partner could not have come at a better time. There's a lot going on, and like businesses, smaller businesses. So I'm a micro. I call myself a micro business because I'm a solopreneur, really, and so. Opportunities to meet other businesses are good. I think when you think about becoming a member of a chamber, you have to look at what the chamber has to offer, and it has to make sense for you. Now, if you know that you're trying to grow, and you could probably partner from, a company that's in one of the big chambers. Like I think both of these chambers are pretty big. Then you may want to join that chamber, but you may find yourself a solopreneur, a micro business owner, and you say, you know what, I can't see the benefits of me joining that chamber. And then you may have to look at a smaller chamber. Like I was a member of the big chamber, which I call the Gwinnett Chamber. Now I'm a member of the Greater East Side Chamber, which is a smaller chamber. And my reason for joining that chamber was because one of the things I liked about them was that when you're having an event, they will put your event inside the newsletter and send it out to everybody for free. Because you're a member. That was a draw for me, and I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. That didn't happen with the big chamber. Anything you did with the big chamber, you had to pay for. Like if you wanted your stuff to go in the newsletter, you had to be a sponsor, and that came with a nice hefty ticket. So you got to kind of look at where you are in your business, and you got to kind of figure out, which chamber should I start? Which chamber should I join? Which big business organization should I join? And so because today is Talk Business Tuesday, I keep talking on this topic. So why do you want to join a chamber? You may want to join a chamber because it's going to allow you to be around other people. I wrote an article. I started a new, me with my media stuff. I like this. And I had been struggling trying to figure out how to get my entrepreneurial voice out there on platforms. And so I started a blog called a news site, not really a blog. It's a news site called Gwinnett Business Digest. So if you want to go there, it's GwinnettBusinessDigest.com. And it's just me writing articles about business, right? And so I talked about in the article, it's so funny that this article is in the AJC today. I talked about last night when I wrote the article, I talked about joining chambers and why you should join a chamber. And for me, one of the things I feel about chambers is that it gives you the opportunity to be around other entrepreneurs and business owners. That's the first thing, because this is lonely. Being an entrepreneur sometimes can be very, very lonely. And if you're not out there hanging out with other people, you can kind of lose your mind. Like, not literally, but you feel like you're losing your mind because you're lonely. You don't have people to ask questions to. And if you and your family, 9 times out of 10, they really don't know what you're doing and how that whole process worked for you in that journey. So they can't really give you great feedback. They can give you some kind of feedback, but they don't really understand because 9 times out of 10, they have a daily job. They go to work 9 to 5. They get off. They're finished for the day, and everything else is irrelevant after 5 p.m. As an entrepreneur, we're always on. Unfortunately, it's just the nature of the beast. We're always turned on, and so a lot of times it becomes very lonely, and it can become very stressful. That's where your chamber comes in. So the chamber is there to provide resources for you in the community as a business owners, to help you connect to other business owners, and to help you not feel so alone. It's also there to provide you with training opportunities to help you grow your business. And so these are good reasons to join a chamber. Right? Good reason. I would say that you just want to take a look at the chambers that you join. Like, some people are a member of all. Like, we have other chambers here in Gwinnett County. There's another chamber in and then we got business associations like the Little Burn Business Association. I think Loganville has a business association, and they're kind of like chambers, pretty much kind of like chambers. Like, they all do the same thing, especially the smaller ones. And Peachtree Corners has one. I think the Peachtree Corners Business Association, Tequila have one, and they're pretty much like the chambers. They're pretty much the same. And it's just serving like that Tequila, and it's just serving Peachtree Corners, and it's just serving Greater Eastside service Loganville, Snellville, and Grayson. So it services 3 towns. So they're pretty much the same. It's to help improve the relationship between business owners, to help educate our business owners so they can grow, and to help them not feel alone, so you have somebody to talk to. You just have to find the association or the organization that's going to help you with what it is that you need, because that's important. Like, I like the big chamber, I like the people, but I found that it didn't really serve me because it's so huge, and when it's time for opportunities to come up, everything is paid through them. You have to pay for everything except for your networking events. Those were free. So if you want to just go out and network, you can go out and network. But I was like, I can pay $5 when I want to go network, because I didn't get to network that often. So if I really wanted to go network, I think the fee was like $5. So if you were not a member, it was like a $5 or $10 fee. If you were a member, and now that would make sense if I was doing 40 networking events a year, because the membership is like $400. So if I'm doing 40 networking events a year, it makes sense for me to be a member. But if I'm only doing 4 or 5 a year, then that didn't really make sense for me, because I wasn't getting anything else unless I was paying for it. So you have to kind of look at where you are in your business, kind of look at which organization or association is going to serve you in that business, and then become a member. I chose Greater Eastside Chamber this time because I really like what they were doing. I really like the fact that they promote, like, I just paid for an ad to go on a mailing that's going to go out to like thousands of homes for Good Morning Gwinnett. And so for me, that's exciting, because now I don't have to worry about doing the mailing, because they're going to do the mailing. I just had to pay a small fee, which is like $50. And now they're going to mail out a postcard, and my logo and website is going to be on there. So now people can listen to the show. I'm excited about that. And when they do it again, I'll do it again. So those are the type of things for me that drew me to Good Morning, drew me to Greater Eastside, because I needed that marketing arm that I could not reach. Like, I do a lot of things on my own, but sending out a postcard announcement to like Gwinnett County and talking about listen to Good Morning Gwinnett is perfect for me, and that was a $50 price tag, which was great. It's affordable, so it made sense. And the reason it was so affordable was because we came together as a collaborative to make it happen. So it's like the things like that. So if you're a business owner, you want to look at Chamber of Commerce, you want to look at local business organizations and associations and become a member. Now, here's the thing. Some of them come with pricey price tags, hefty price tags. And you may say that's totally out of my budget, but I will tell you to look at them and see, is it something that I need to make a sacrifice for? Now, another thing you can do is say, listen, I really want to join this organization, but I cannot spend $400 out of pocket right now. Is there a payment plan? A lot of times they haven't even thought about a payment plan. They have not thought of, like, if I guarantee you, if the big chamber would say, you know what, we're going to put a payment plan on there, they will have more members. But when people see that $495 or $435 or whatever it was I paid, like, yeah, I can't do that right now. And so they won't do it, and you have to pay that up front. But if they put a payment plan in place, even if it was like a 4-payment plan. People are like, okay, I could pay $100. I can pay $100 a month for the next 4 months, and then they don't have to pay anything else. But they don't do that. So, you know, and here's the thing. Even if they don't offer it where you are, the association or organization that you want to join, ask them, hey, listen, can you put me on a payment plan? And they may say yes. Greater Eastside has a payment plan. I'm also a member of the Atlanta Black Chamber. And when I went to them, I went to a meeting where they talked about what the chamber was all about. And I went to that meeting, and I was like, okay, I want to join. He waived the registration fee that day. I was like, oh, okay. And he said it was a payment plan. So for me, that was an opportunity for me to get on a payment plan. It was $29 a month. Get on the payment plan. And if I liked it, then I would stay. And if I didn't like it, I wouldn't. Well, I liked it, and I stayed. And now I serve on a couple of the boards. And because I serve on the boards, I don't have to pay anything at all. And I didn't know that till recently. Like, he was like, oh, yeah, since you serve on these boards, you don't have to pay at all. That's our way of giving back. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So it's like those type of things. And you may just want to join a chamber and then serve on a board. And they may waive your membership fee because you are a board member, which is a good thing. So I also serve on the board for the Greater Eastside Chamber. I serve as the director of digital streaming media and public relations on that board. And on the Black Chamber, I serve on the MCAP board, which is media and entertainment and technology. So I serve on 2 boards on 2 different chambers that do 2 different things. But, you know, because I am a member of both and I serve on these boards, now I don't pay any membership fee. And I get access to everything just like if I was a regular paid member. So that's just something to think about. I just wanted to share that with you guys. And this whole story about the Vietnamese chamber, American chamber, partnering with the Gwinnett chamber sparked my talk business topic for Tuesday to talk about chambers and why they're important. All right, I'm going to my last song, and I'll be right back after this song to give you my inspiration for the day. Stay tuned.
Between concrete walls, there's a place for us where we could go, where we could be alone. Between city lights, we don't have to hide. I wanna go, do you wanna follow? There's something in the air, I can't explain it, but it's there. Ain't nobody gonna find us in our secret love affair. I don't wanna have to hide no more, it shouldn't be unfair. I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow? Baby, can't you see that? I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow? Baby, can't you see that? I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? I can't understand why we can't hold hands, but they don't know what we have is real love. Aren't you sick and tired of having to hide? I know a place, do you wanna follow? There's something in the air, I can't explain it, but it's there. Ain't nobody gonna find us in our secret love affair. I don't wanna have to hide no more, it shouldn't be unfair. I wanna go, and I wanna know, do you wanna follow? Baby, do you wanna follow? Come with me, do you wanna follow?
All right, so before I go, I want to give you my word of inspiration. Here goes. You can have results or excuses, but not both. Now I might want to challenge that because you can have both. I think you can. Here's the thing. What kind of outcome do you want? What kind of results do you want? Because if you make excuses, you're going to get a result, right? And I think the question is, what kind of results do you want to get? Do you want to get the ones because you didn't make excuses, or do you want to get the ones because you made excuses? You can have both. You can, but they're going to be different, right? So the thing is, when you're thinking about the results you want, if it's excuses that you're making, you can guarantee yourself that the results you think you want, you will not get. I can just tell you that for a fact. For a fact. Because if you say, I want this house, and you do nothing to get that house, you're going to get a result. It's just not going to be a result of getting the house. It's going to be a result of you staying right where you are. If you say, I want to lose weight, right? That's the result you want. But then you eat a whole gallon of ice cream and a whole pack of cookies, you will not get the result that you say you want. You're going to get the result just the opposite. And that's going to be based on the actions you take, right? So you can't have the result you want making excuses. That's you cannot. It's not going to work that way. So if you know that you want to start a business, let's say I want to save $1,000, right? That's the result you want. You want to save $1,000, but every time you get a dime, you go spend it. Well, when you going to get to the $1,000? Because the result you say you want, you're not going to get it by your actions. And let me just say this. Actions speak to me. Actions speak way louder than words. We can make things come out of our mouth and it sounds amazing. Like, oh my God, yes, it's going to happen like that. I'm going to do this thing. And then you turn around and your action do something totally different. I see it all the time. I used to work at Small Business Development Center, and I worked there probably almost a year. It was under contract. They had a government contract for them to help more business owners, and I was one of the counselors there, consultants rather. And people were coming up with these grand ideas, and I would give them work to do, which is what I do all the time. I give people work, and they don't do the work. But you told me you wanted to start this cupcake business, but you didn't go out and get the necessary license. I want to start this business. Well, this is where you need to start. You need to first go get this training, right? You need to first go get this license. You need to get the business cards, and you don't do any of those things. But you claim that's what you want to do. And I say claim because people say that out their mouths. This is hard. Being a great anything, I don't care what it is hard, right? Because you have to be disciplined to do those things. You have to be disciplined to get the results that you want, right? You can have results or you can have excuses. Which one do you choose? Do you choose great results or do you choose lousy results? And the choice is yours. Everything is a choice, baby. Everything you do is a choice. If you know you need to wake up and exercise in the morning, wake up extra early. Because here's the thing, the excuse would be, I didn't have time because I had to go to work. No. You wake up a little bit extra early, 30 minutes extra just to get the workout in. Listen, I make excuses. I do. I make excuses about things that I just really don't want to do. Even though I say I need to get up and exercise, my clock goes off every morning. I hit the button and cut it off, and I don't get up and exercise. I'm just going to keep it real with you. I do not. But throughout the course of the day, I get my steps in because I'm always moving doing something else. But to literally get up and do some exercise, I don't do it. I ain't going to even lie to y'all. I want to do it. And every once in a blue moon, I get up and ride the bike, which is in my bedroom. You know, that's awful. I know. Don't listen. Don't send me no ugly letters. I know it's awful. You ain't got to tell me. I know. Right? But I say I want to get up and exercise, right? But I hate it. I would rather do something more fun like bowling. I'd rather go bowling. That's a form of exercise because it's fun. I just don't like exercise. I think it's mundane and it's boring. And so even when I look at Peloton and they in that commercial for Peloton, and they're exercising, they're running, they're doing it. I'm thinking that looks so much fun on TV. But in real life, I can't even see me sitting there doing it because I'm not going to be that motivated. So anyway, that's my inspiration for the day. Think about that. Say la. Think on that thing. Yeah, think on it. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. God willing. Be sure to follow the show. If you missed any episode of the show, go to goodmorninggwinnett.com to listen to past episodes there. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook at Good Morning Gwinnett. Follow me on the Instagram at Good Morning Gwinnett. And follow me on the Twitter at GM Gwinnett. And to go to Apple Podcasts, find your favorite 2 episodes and give it 5 stars. Appreciate you and love you to life for that. Be sure to go to Good Morning Gwinnett and check out my new spring line. Yes, I have a new spring line for you to wear. If you live in Gwinnett County and you're proud of Gwinnett County like I am, go there. There's a t-shirt line. It's a map of Gwinnett County. And there's also the Make It a Great Day shirt. I think that's so cute, y'all. I like all of them, but I really like the Make It a Great Day shirt. So check that. I got 2 or 3 Make It a Great Day shirts. One is white. One is an all over Make It a Great Day shirt, which is very nice. I ordered some samples. I can't wait to get them back. And one is like a tank top Make It a Great Day shirt. So check it out. I'm going to actually put a carousel on the front with all my new spring products out there. I got a couple of things coming out. I'm so excited. Like I'm so excited because I realized that I love being creative, right? And instead of starting new businesses over and over, I'm just going to build all this stuff around Good Morning Gwinnett and just be creative. So my spring line, I spent most of the day Saturday before we got the horrible news about Marvin designing my new line of t-shirts and tank tops and things like that for Good Morning Gwinnett. And I'm working on something right now that I'll tell you about later. It's really cool though. It's really, really cool. And it's something that I could do ongoing that's going to allow me to be creative all the time and just come up with these great segments and things like that. So, and I'm excited about that because I feel like I'm going to be able to get you guys involved in this second process I'm about to start doing. And I'll tell you about it when I'm ready to release what I'm doing. And I feel like it's going to get the community more involved because it just allows you to be creative all the time. And I feel like I'm going to have groups around this whole thing. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. So anyway, thank you again for listening. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you spent the last hour and 2 minutes with me, and I appreciate you and love you to life for that. I'll be back again tomorrow at 10 a.m. to bring you more of the Good Morning Gwinnett show. Listen, stay safe out there. Tell your family and friends you love them. Give them a hug if you can. Send them flowers while they're here. I love you guys. I'm sending you some virtual hugs and virtual flowers because I love you, and I thank you so much for listening. Take care, and until next time, make it a great day. Bye, y'all.
You've been listening to Good Morning Gwinnett. Make sure to tune in Monday through Thursday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time to find out what's happening around Gwinnett. If you like this episode, subscribe now and share with your friends. To learn more about Noise Media Network, visit noisemedia.us.